نبينا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. A warm welcome to you all to our second webinar for Hajj 2024 on behalf of Hasan Travel. Inshallah ta'ala, there are many of you who have attended our last first webinar, and I hope it was informative. I do appreciate that there was a lot of information for many of you, and I received some calls from some of the pilgrims, from some of you who have said that, look, I'm a little bit worried, there's a lot of information, but I want to just reiterate and just to sort of assure you that there is enough time, ample time to prepare for this year's Hajj if you have intended to perform it this year, bi'idhnillahi tabaraka wa ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable us to perform this Hajj, inshallah ta'ala. And once again, a warm welcome to you all. Today is Wednesday, 18th December, our second webinar. And before we move on, I'd like to just, once again, a warm welcome, warm welcome from on behalf of all of our team. I know that many of you also you have called us, and still there are many of you who haven't spoken to some of our team. So it is really important that we do give us a call. We are also reaching out to you, some of our team members. It is important before anything to have a conversation with a human person, a person that you can sort of relate to and you can talk to and ask all that you need. According to your needs, we will be able to tell you what is perhaps, best for your requirements, perhaps, especially now with some of you asking about the question, the big question about packages and how much packages are. So, for example, it's really important that you have a certain budget. We'll talk about that today, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And also, the amount of time, the amount of time that you are able to sort of set aside for the Hajj, whether it's, 10 days, 14 days, 16 days, 20 days, these kind of things are something that you'd obviously consider, and also based on what, for example, we are going to be guiding, so what are the options if you decide to, inshallah ta'ala. We hope that you decide to join us this year. For those who joined new as well, we have been performing Hajj for a long time now, before I maybe perhaps my father can touch on that, I would like to introduction and a salam, very short salam today. Last session, he was not able to attend. He was traveling. So I'd like to just invite him to kindly give his salam and his well wishes, inshallah, as he's the senior CEO and the director of this company and this beautiful sort of endeavor that we have been blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do for so many years. So فليتفضل مشكورا.
وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Can you see me?
Yes. وعليكم السلام. Please continue.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Maudud Hassan, and we are living in London, and my company name is Hasan Travel Tours, and I am the owner or CEO of this company, and we have established this travel agent in 2003. But I'm doing Hajj as a taken group from 1993. So it was in the beginning it was small group, but day by day, year by year, it increased. And last 2019, it was the previous system. But uh, after COVID, the system of Hajj has been changed by the government of Saudi Arabia, and now from Europe and from America and other European countries, UK, we intend to go to Hajj, but we have to go through Nusuk, and you have the idea uh, how to that means use the Nusuk. So today, uh, the second day of Zoom meeting. Last 5th of December, I could not attend because I was in Bangladesh, in Dhaka. So the timing was different. So today I'm here, Alhamdulillah, and everybody, I can introduce to everybody who joined today. So, brothers and sisters, as you know, that Hajj is the pillar of Islam, the greatest pillar of Islam, and it is compulsory upon the people who can afford to go to Hajj, who can have the money, who can have the physical ability to go. So I did my Hajj in 1978, the first Hajj I have done. So at that time, these days, 70s and 80s, the amount of pilgrims, Hajis, were maybe 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, then day by day increased. But today, now, 2023 and 24, the last year, Hajis were around 3 million. So there are changes, huge changes to in Hajj, the all aspect of Hajj, the flights, hotel, then mashair, that means in Mina, in Arafah, and other services, and also transportation, and all these are completely different now, and they have changed the system. Now we have to book our Hajj through Nusuk. There is no other way to go to Hajj. So today, the Mishkat, the Muhtadi, and others, all of my sons, they will explain in details, inshallah, within minutes. Uh, so first thing is we have to understand how to do the booking for Hajj. That means register ourselves. You register with Hasan Travels, but after that, we will help um, how to register with the Nusuk. So first thing, register with Nusuk. It is very important, and already I don't know the within few days Nusuk will be open, and you should register. Then secondly, uh, how to get our help and guide. We are Hassan Travels. It is family business, and we are all family member. Um, Myself, father, and sons and daughters. All will help you, guide you. So, how you can get the guide with us? This is also your you have to look at. So, first Nusuk, then Hassan Travels, then. Uh, you have to be familiar with the Nusuk admin. Nusuk admin is that means how to make the relationship with the Nusuk. Nusuk is uh, Nusuk is the way to go to Hajj. So these things will be explained by Mishkat and Muhtadi and others, inshallah. So um, uh, you have to follow, and you have to listen to, and that communicate with us all the time. I don't want to take your long time, so I welcome you again once again, and inshallah we will guide you. We have the experience, and inshallah, if Allah gave us tawfiq, so previously, and he will give us tawfiq to do next Hajj and inshallah continue. So my prayer is, my dua is for everybody and for myself. May Allah accept our intention. We did intention, so now we will do the process, and inshallah Allah will accept us to do the Hajj, and inshallah we can go to Hajj. May Allah give us tawfiq. I don't want to take your time. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much. One thing I want to just say is obviously in terms of Islamic guidance and nasiha and advice and spiritual sort of giving the spiritual nourishment, inshallah, that we want to achieve in the Hajj. This is one of our sort of ethos, and we want to ensure that every pilgrim, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, that Allah gives us tawfiq and the ability to that accompany us, that we are accompanying them as well, that we are able to serve them, to guide them, and to also give them that ultimate, inshallah, with Allah's tawfiq and everyone's efforts together mutually, we're able to achieve the ultimate objective of a Hajj that is complete in its in the best possible manner according to the Book of Allah and the Sunnah of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that we come back a changed person, and that is what we will do, inshallah ta'ala. But before we go into that, and there's going to be lots of sort of reminders and things, and I think that's something that sometimes people don't achieve, unfortunately. We go to Hajj, we think it's just book a package and here we go, and we go and perform those rituals. But what are those objectives? What are those the real meaning behind all these rituals? As per that was taught by our Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is something that we're going to be focusing on and doing lots of later on. However, before all of that, obviously, we need to prepare ourselves with the bookings. And again, I repeat and I say to you, as I did before, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah will make it easy. I have seen so many miraculous sort of examples from brothers and sisters who have in the past performed Hajj. And so keep making dua and do your diligence. Do what you need to do. And that is, as my father just advised, to learn about the nusuk, learn about how to book. And I think, so far, based on all of the information that we have and based on speculating, as we said, we will be advising and guiding you, inshallah ta'ala. So really, these are the things that we're going to be covering today. So for those who perhaps are joining new, what I would say to you is that we are obviously, just to quickly recap the Hajj booking in 2025. What is the process? Since 2023, the booking process has changed. Okay, so you have to book on Nusuk, and the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah in Saudi Arabia manage that process now. Pilgrims must book packages through an online platform called Nusuk, as you all know, and you have already seen the official announcement that was given. And so what will happen is there will be multiple sort of things happening very quickly sometimes, and sometimes there'll be a big gap. So this is normal, okay? So we'll talk about that in shortly. Just to reiterate, UK companies cannot sell packages directly or collect any payments, okay? To help pilgrims, some trusted UK companies work with approved Saudi companies to ensure and to make the journey smooth, excuse me. So quickly, some of this is going to be a quick repeat, so I'm not going to take too long, inshallah, for those who have joined the webinar one. But for those who are new and have joined the Telegram group, this is for them. So the Nusuk app currently cannot be used to book Hajj. What I'm talking about is the Nusuk app as opposed to the Nusuk website. So there's two different things. And it happens, nothing to worry about. Sometimes we relay information, and I've noticed on the Telegram group, some people are asking the same questions which were answered already. And absolutely, if you ask questions again and again, we're happy to answer. And some brothers and sisters, mashallah, have also chipped in and sort of answered those questions. May Allah bless you and reward you, because not everyone can go through all the messages. What I would say to you is perhaps go through the Nusuk announcements. You'll see the Nusuk announcements that we make on the Telegram. On our Telegram, you see an announcement section, and that is where the important information is. So you can't use this app that you use for Umrah, for Hajj booking. Rather, you use the URL. This is the correct URL, the website address, and that is hajj.nusuk.sa for those who do not know. Now, moving on, just quickly, some of the expectations of Nusuk already, you can see on the right-hand side, they've officially announced registrations. I've just mentioned that to you. Remember, again, I will say, like, and it happened last year and the year before, okay? It's a new website, and they're doing technical upgrades all the time. So there will be some technical issues, as with all technology, and we manage through that. We'll get through it, inshallah, together. Your previous registration that you did is still valid, brothers and sisters, okay? If you have registered and were verified, and suddenly, and I saw these questions pop up, mashallah, yesterday, and then you've seen, okay, you've gone 3 steps back, right? Don't worry, right? We're going to talk about this shortly, more, inshallah ta'ala. And there's plenty of time before booking the package, you know, so to enable you, to give you a chance to register and to get verified. So again, please don't worry, inshallah ta'ala, okay? That's the first thing. With regards to Nusuk updates to the to registration, right? The Nusuk platform obviously has been updated, which may have caused some accounts, as we said, to change or reset to an earlier stage. What do you do? So the question is, what do? You log back in and you check through all of the form, and you check if there's any missing information, or there might be new fields that need to be filled out, okay? I know it can be a bit tedious, and there are some interesting questions on there, but these are all for security purposes, and this is the Hajj, and you know, you have to understand that obviously the whole point is to protect and preserve the security and the aman of Makkah al-Mukarramah and Medina al-Munawwara. And absolutely, you know, we're happy to fill the form in, and you should give what you can from the information. But remember, if there's a field that you do not know, or perhaps you know, you don't have, you just write down NA, you know, not applicable or unknown, right? But they are, like, just for those who join now, for example, if they ask you for the flight details, I'll repeat again, you can just put any flight details and even expected date, because they will be automatically updated. So try to answer to the best of your ability, and then save the updated forms. Click save. Just to repeat, you need to click save. And then if there are any changes, anything, we will update you on Telegram channels and our prospective future webinars. And please ensure you have joined the Telegram group, inshallah. Okay. Now, on that note, I want to just say something. It is on behalf of, like, Hasan Travel, all of us, what we're finding is, like, sometimes relevant information is not updated by everyone. And as the days pass, right, what will happen is things might speed up very quickly. So you might be at work and another family traveling member is at home, or the other way around, right? Or somebody is, you know, you're not able to access the Telegram. So then you lose out the information. So what we're saying is, try to ensure that every traveling passenger join the Telegram group, okay? I know that we said originally the lead passenger, but it is better that not just the lead passenger, but every traveling passenger, inshallah, joins this Telegram group. So yeah, you can scan this QR code to join right now, so it just makes it easier. There are some of you who still haven't joined, and I know Telegram some people might find difficult. So due to that, we have also thought about WhatsApp channel for announcement, because WhatsApp, for me, even personally, I find it very easier, and people are more familiar with WhatsApp. So, but we're not going to open it for chat. Okay, so what we're going to do is, you know, here's the QR code. So literally, scan that now, and probably I'll do that myself now. Works. Bismillah. There we go. Hopefully it works. Is it working?
Yeah, we'll test it today.
Okay, barakallah. Yeah, so scan and join, and that way some people see their WhatsApp more than their Telegram. You see the announcements, and then you can jump on the Telegram. There are chats there, and people are asking questions. Sometimes somebody asks a question, and the answer's being given, and it answers your question or your doubt or something that is not clear to you. But as we said, every potential traveler should join the channel to be notified, inshallah ta'ala. Right. Again, as I said on the, in the introduction, like, if you have any questions at all, right? And feel free to call us, right? Feel free to contact us, right? Maybe we're reaching out to you, but you can also reach out to us. Some of you are asking questions on Telegram. You know what? The Telegram, to explain everything on Telegram is difficult. Do you know what? Let me just pick up the phone. How about I give a call to one of the brothers of the team? So here are our direct numbers. So you have the Hajj hotline, you have the office number, the general number. We have a Hajj hotline as well. We also have my number, Sheikh Mishkat. Okay, it's there, so you can take note of that. You have Brother Muhtadi, who's here, who's a senior manager as well. Okay, his number here. You also have Mahir. We have others, but we'll keep it to these numbers for now. And then the team are also answering on the telephone line as well. So I'll leave it for about 5 more seconds for people to be able to sort of save the numbers. Or you can just take a picture of the screen and then save it later. On that note, inshallah ta'ala, today obviously we're going to focus on a lot of Q&A, okay? And we're going to give a chance for people to speak as well. So please hold up, inshallah. So just quickly, updated booking timeline. Just a reminder, all dates that we show are approximate. And please stay updated by joining our Telegram, as I said that, and the WhatsApp announcement channel again. That's really important. So these are dates that are approximate. So we have now open registration and verification officially. E-wallet top-up, people are asking about that now. We're going to talk about that shortly. Again, we expect it to be end of December, early January. It may be later, but again, you will hear from the official channels from Nusuk and ourselves as soon as we receive that, and we'll share that to you. Even if the e-wallet is open, brothers and sisters, obviously there is a process, and some people are asking, well, do I activate my e-wallet? Right now, it's only registration. So no worries, nothing to worry about e-wallets for now, bi'idhnillah. And once that time comes, then we'll actually share with you as much information that we can regarding that. You have package viewing, we still expect that to be late January, early February, and purchase packaging towards the end of February, beginning of March. It may be earlier. Again, these are approximate, okay? But nothing to worry about. You'll always be informed beforehand. Post-booking, inshallah, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes it easy for you and me and all of us to be able to, all those brothers and sisters who want to go, to be able to book. Once the booking has happened, then the visa will be confirmed later on. So everything will be step by step, and there's no worry at all in regards to that. So people might ask, oh, booking's done, where's the visa? No, each and every step of the way will be sort of as and when we receive that information, we'll give that to you. So we have meningitis that you need to get done. Hajj preparation, we have lots and lots of preparation that we're going to be doing, preparing you well, bi'idhnillahi tabaraka wa ta'ala, in terms of logistics, in terms of also Islamic sort of understanding the fiqh or the rituals behind how to perform the Hajj and Umrah, all of this in detail, because there is an Umrah when you arrive. If you perform the Tamattu Hajj, again, all of that will be covered, and then print all documents and then purchase travel necessities. Again, when will we travel? That's going to be coming up shortly, expected dates. But before that, e-wallet top-up information. When will that be? As we said, end of December onwards, but it may change, but I don't see it changing. It's already coming up to the end of December, so around January, inshallah, beginning of January, maybe mid-January. Even it may be towards the end of January. We cannot give you exact dates, but being ready is important. So what are the types of payments accepted? Why am I going through this? Because last time we went through this and we had questions about this, and it's really important to clarify those questions to everyone in the group here. Okay, those who are attending and those who will be attending later on watching this video. May Allah bless you. The best form of payment, how much to top up, how much is an average package. Remember, we will be advising at the right time. Just be ready to load up at the time. What you should be doing is saving up now. Obviously, so we discussed last webinar that Hajj is, a good amount of savings will be taken, or it will cost, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for all of us, inshallah. So there will be different ranges of packages according to the affordability now. So what are those types of payments? So there are two, brothers and sisters: bank transfer or online bank cards. Okay, credit card and debit cards. Cash is not accepted as per today. It may change, but at the moment, no. So online bank cards, we said, why did we recommend Revolut, Starling, Monzo, and the likes? Right, because you get the best rate, and we want to help you achieve and get the best rates, brothers and sisters, to save you money. Okay. So one thing to mention, somebody asked, do we register for all of these three banks? No, you don't. If you have one of those, it's fine. If you have Monzo, then keep with Monzo. If you have Revolut, that's fine. But you don't need to register for all of these banks. If that, just one bank will suffice, inshallah. So just making that clear. So now this is the big, a lot of people are asking, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we have joined with our partners, our service providers, Saudi service providers. A lot of you were asking, many of you, may Allah bless you, were asking about the service providers. And these are three that we are working with, inshallah ta'ala. However, just to bear in mind, with service providers, there will be many, many packages, right? And we said this in our first webinar, there'll be thousands of packages. And there'll be packages for France, for Belgium, from Germany, for other countries around the world, for USA. Now, if they want to join any of these packages with us, then they would have to for a GDS, what we call a live dynamic booking of the flight. However, for British pilgrims, right, those who are watching today, right, there will be set flights so that you're able to join with the imam or the guide and go and travel, inshallah. And this is as per the information today. So what are the three companies? There's Al Burj International, okay, which is the clock towers, the owners of the clock towers. We have and okay, just to give you a background, you can research about it, inshallah ta'ala, directly from the Nusuk website. You have Abdul Latif Jameel, Hajj Service Provider, okay, and they are also in the hospitality, and also they have real estate as well, and they have a very famous hotel which many people know, and many of the UK pilgrims and European pilgrims stay there now. It's called the Anjum Hotel. Okay, so this is the owner of the Anjum Hotel and many other companies, including many other companies in Saudi Arabia. So this is another company. And the third company is Sierra Group Holding, which is also known as Mawasim. And they are the largest travel agency in Middle East, right? In Saudi Arabia in particular, they're the largest. And they are the ones who actually provided the flights on the direct live booking last year. So they are also one of our Saudi service providers. Now, the question is, there are many packages that will be, shared, right? Perhaps I will ask maybe, I'll come to that in a moment about the packages. Do I pass it on to Ghazi, brother Ghazi here, or do I do that in a bit? Just confirming with any of our team and Maher maybe, perhaps. Or shall I move on and then come back?
Yeah, I think if you move on and when we
Okay,
okay,
lovely. So this is an idea. You can these are the 3 service providers. They will have set packages that we will work with, that what we feel is suitable for you. They will have packages and we will choose and we will guide those packages that we feel best suited for British pilgrims. This is something that I want to reiterate, that there will be packages on the very high end and on the very low end. And not all of them are suitable for British pilgrims. It's just something that from our experience. So why do people come to Hasan Travel, for example? They say, okay, you guys know what is best for us. And I just want to give you an idea that different hotels have a different standard policies, different ways in which they work. And there's thousands of hotels in Mecca, right? But not every hotel is suitable for British pilgrims. We're going to be targeting and working with those packages that will be suitable for us, inshallah ta'ala. Notwithstanding that, obviously, Hajj in and of itself is not like Umrah or any other holiday that you normally do. There'll be millions of people there, and there will be some challenges, but still, we want to lessen that. We want to make it smoother for you, inshallah ta'ala. So, common questions, okay, that we are asked, and FAQ, frequently asked questions, if you want to call it. Do we charge for our services as guides? This is something that is very important, and I think you should mention this to those that that are going to Hajj, because everybody's trying to learn everything themselves. But when you have guides, what we're telling you all this information. Some people, one of my blessed, mashallah, students asked me this question, that brother Sheikh, is you're providing all this information, but look, are you charging for it? It was like, subhanallah, no, not at all. We're not charging. We've already been selected, and we are thankful and praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for being able to, be chosen to be as a guide for the Saudi providers to ensure that smooth Hajj for those service providers, inshallah ta'ala. So no, absolutely not. We don't charge anything, and we won't be charging anything at all. Now, another question. So what if I have a UK BRP? Can I book Hajj on Nusuk? So if you have a foreign passport and you have a UK British residence permit with indefinite leave or limited leave, etc., you may apply for the Nusuk Hajj, inshallah. Okay. Currently, visit visa and student visa is not allowed. Okay. So if you're a resident, indefinite leave, limited leave with BRP, then absolutely you can apply. But obviously the process we're going to be going through with you, if you're not able to now, what I normally understand and what we do normally advise, and we do like last year, when you provide a proof of residency, and you provide your BRP card there, and then they will validate it and sort of verify that. But any issues, again, we will be giving you that advice, inshallah, or the relevant advice, inshallah ta'ala. Now, another question that was asked and frequently asked is, can I join 2 accounts? Yes. Okay. So if you want to merge a family, okay, even if you are unable to merge and say you end up booking separately, let's just say that happens, inshallah, la samahullah, God forbid, but if it does happen and you're a family, we will provide, like post-booking, some forms for flight and room allocation, right? And obviously that is subject to availability. And also, one more thing, you've got to ensure that you book the same package. If you book a package and your friend or your relative, okay, who wants to go to Hajj with us or with whomever, right? books a separate package, well, from the beginning, from the get-go, you're going to be in a different hotel, right? So if you must book on the same package, then thereby, inshallah ta'ala, we can try to assist you, inshallah ta'ala. Okay. Now, in terms of package categories, I'm not going to spend too long. We're going to just, and then we want to give you more information. You understand that there's different packages differing depending on the service. Ultimately, it's the service that you include will differ, right? And you have these categories, right? And the whole point is so you can compare and you can choose according to what suits you and the service. Remember, we will only work with certain packages, and this is the packages that we're looking at, inshallah: standard, premium, and luxury. Okay. And I mentioned this last session, not always 5-star is a 5-star. You may get sometimes 3-star, 4 stars that are better, more convenient, more suitable than a 5-star. So don't always judge by that. Okay. And this is what perhaps you can, if you put your trust into us, then we will allocate and tell you. And perhaps you can say when the packages come out, and we'll talk about that shortly, then you can tell us something. We can advise according to your needs that, okay, this is better, it works out cheaper, or this is better, I can go a bit more on my budget and my time allows it, then alhamdulillah. Okay, so accordingly, we'll give you that advice, inshallah, and we'll share with you those details when we are permitted to do so, inshallah. Yeah, so some of you obviously may have chosen at this stage, if you get through the registration, a preferred category, standard, medium, or luxury. That can be changed and amended, so nothing to worry about that, inshallah. And you'll still be able to look at all the other packages. Okay. Muhtadi, run through some of the examples. Get some of our team involved, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you all for joining. So, as Sheikh Mishkat has mentioned already, there'll be shifting and non-shifting programs. Now, this table is taken actually from the Nusuk website. If you look at the table format, so it's to make you familiar, and you can see it's quite straightforward. There's 3 categories: luxury, which is the top end, will be 5-star hotels. Then you have the premium hotels, which are in the 4-star category, and then the standard, which will be either 3-star or lower. Now, typically, these programs for non-shifting have to be minimum around 10 days. Now, we're getting a lot of calls and messages from people saying, brothers, we want to just do the Hajj and come back. What is the minimum time? From Nusuk itself, at the moment, the official time is you have to have a package loaded by the service providers to be a minimum of 10 days to fall into the non-shifting category. And we'll be targeting, inshallah, luxury and premium and, inshallah, standard programs in the non-shifting as well as the shifting categories. Now, if you see at the bottom, there says Majal Caption Muaisim. For the UK, 90% of the market will be in Muaisim. Our programs will be in Muaisim. Majal Caption for tents nearby the Jamarat, but it's very limited in space, and the quota will probably be less for that. So we want to increase the chances of people doing Hajj with us, and we'll be in Al-Muaisim, inshallah. And similarly, in Medina, the hotel star rating will be the same as Mecca, so 5-star for luxury, 4-star for the premium, and 3-star and below for the standard. Standard can also mean in normal buildings like Azadiyah throughout, where you have just one accommodation without the shifting aspect. If you move to the next slide for me, then I can just maybe give you the examples of the shifting. So they use the same terminology in terms of luxury for 5-star, premium for the 4-star, standard for 3-star and below. However, there's a slight difference. They put 4-star as well, potentially in the standard shifting for the hotel part, not for the shifting element. So this might be confusing for people. Technically, the shifting program is having 2 residences in Mecca. So when you do a shifting program, 99% of the time, it's going to be in an area called Aziziyah. An Aziziyah accommodation in a standard program will be 3-star or below, and a premium will be 4-star or 3-star, and in a luxury will be 5-star or 4-star. But the main hotel next to the Kaaba or in Mecca will be in the 5-star category, and the main hotel on a premium will be a 4-star, and the main hotel could be a 4 or 3. Now in Mecca, the star ratings can differ. Some local branded hotels can be 5-star, but a branded one on a 4-star can be better. We will actually devise our brochures and share this when it's permitted, inshallah, by Nusuk, and once it's approved. And then we will have a clear and concise PDF and brochures for you to go through everything. And it will be, like we will advise for those in this category or looking for this type of package, these are the ones you want to narrow it down to. For those who want a bit more premium or luxury, you look at these programs. And we will have a dedicated webinar for this. In terms of duration, you can see for the shifting ones has to be a minimum of 14 days. Anything less than that will not be permitted. So that's why all of these things are being checked by Nusuk against the service providers. They're being checked. Why have you made X package, Y package? Can you justify? They're also checking the price range and whether it's reasonable. And then very soon, most probably this month, all of this will be available officially, and we can then share that with you guys, inshallah, with a webinar and also on the Telegram groups. Yeah, so do you want to go through this part or?
Yeah, okay. So just for, again, so everyone knows, obviously package descriptions, obviously you'll have accommodation Mecca and Medina, and usually it's breakfast and dinner. It's not full board. If you go on holidays, all inclusive, all of that is not available, but you will have 2 buffets a day, is more than enough, inshallah ta'ala. I think, especially in Hajj, when and there will be a wide time range to come in and have your breakfast or dinner. This is usual and normal. Obviously, in airlines, we discussed earlier, 2024, some packages included airlines and other packages did not include airline. So what does GDS mean? It means that it's live dynamic booking, so you can search yourself the flights, right? For this year, 2025, we don't know exactly the numbers. It might be 50-50, it might be 70-30%. So where there will be a fixed flight, all right, with the group, and you just select that. You know your dates, and we're going to give you dates nearer to the time when those flights are confirmed and things like that, when we have more detail. But in terms of the rest, like 20-30%, there are brothers and sisters perhaps from other countries who would want to join our group or join this package. So to give them that opportunity, this is why there's the GDS, which is provided actually by Sira, which is our marketing, the partner that we have, the actual service provider that we have for this year, inshallah. So again, when the time comes, we will update you about that with the latest, the latest info, inshallah. As for transportation, it'll be by coach, bus, okay, coaches. It will be mainly to move large amounts of people at a time. Obviously, if you take a car, if everybody takes a car, it will be a massive logistical operation. It will cause a lot of crowds. So therefore, mainly it will be coach. If there is the option of train we're pushing for, then that train option will be there. For some packages, it will have it. Some package will not. This is the case usually. So again, these things are possible. As for the other, all of the masha'ir, what we call all the rich places or the rites, what we call where Mina, Arafah, Muzdalifah, all of that is the same transport for majority of the pilgrims, and that will be via coach, and it's known as a shuttle service. So one group will join and then and be dropped off, and then the bus will come around and then pick another group and then do that to ensure a smooth sort of movement of a large number of people in a very short time. So that's the transportation. Mina camp services, open buffet, breakfast, lunch and dinner, and there will be refrigerators with refreshments and things like that. We also have a lunch at Arafah, inshallah, with air-conditioned tents. So really, brothers and sisters, before I move on about Q&A, I just wanted to, we were going to speak to Brother Ghazi for a few moments, or are we going to do that? It would be good to just for him to give salam at least and maybe mention something about. Or is he there?
Yes, I'm here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. We are looking forward and excited to serve you in Mecca, inshallah, for the Hajj. And as you, a lot of you I know we are waiting for the package information and more details. And I know some of the WhatsApp group, Telegram group, there are people sharing informations on package and other stuff as well. But since we are not providing any of those, because in Nusuk, even up to today, on last meetings, there is nothing yet, nothing concrete, and they have not yet approved any of the packages. Everybody has given the packages that they want to create, they want to build, but nothing was approved. And until now, all of us were waiting for our package to get approved. And then, inshallah, we can start providing more information. But if we want to give you some idea, as Brother Muhtadi already mentioned, that the kind of package that we are having, luxury, premium, and standard. And in the both category, there will be shifting and non-shifting. Non-shifting will be 10 days to 14 days, and shifting will be 18 to 21 days. The hotels, we don't want to announce the names of the hotels, even though we have secured some of the bookings. Alhamdulillah, most of these secured, but we're waiting for approval so that we can announce the names and information. Can we give some idea about prices, Abu Hania?
You can give maybe a range of what it was from last year and what we're expecting this year based on our,
What we are expecting this year for our luxury, I believe, if I can see here, we are expecting starting from 44,000 Riyal without excluding the flight for luxury. And for premium, 32,000 to 33,000. And for shifting, around 38,000. These are all in Riyal, by the way, and excluding the flight. So these are the ideal numbers, just for anyone they want to prepare, or they want to know some kind of to prepare nothing concrete. It can be lower, it can be higher, but these are the numbers that we are working on, and these are the information we have so far. So I think very soon we can announce the more details in the package as share in our groups, and maybe next webinar, bismillah. And also, if you can give us a call to have, if you want to have more understanding, you can give us a call in the numbers given in the screen, and we can give you more details.
Okay. So, Barakallah Feek, Sheikh from Mecca. This is senior operations team leader from Mecca, Ghazi Saeed. Next webinars, we will be inshallah, we plan to invite the service providers themselves to maybe give salam to you and in the upcoming webinars. But before that, I just want to repeat to everyone here, look, we are planning to go Hajj, and there are going to be so many packages, so many people are worried. The key word is people are worried, right? Am I going to get my package, right? If you first and foremost be informed and be ready, okay, do things diligently in a calm manner, inshallah ta'ala, without, what I'm saying is not to panic too much, because I received a few calls like, oh, look, everybody's talking on the Telegram and they're messaging, and some of them went to stage 8 and 7, or sorry, later stages, and I haven't even got to stage 1, right? That worry shouldn't be there. Rather, inshallah, because those people with foreign passports, for example, the opportunity will be given to everyone, right? Now, in terms of what should we be doing, we should be just following and the advice that is given, and as we go along, there will be some ups and downs. There will be some situations you'll find, okay, I don't know, I'm getting stuck. Then we'll we'll support one another, inshallah ta'ala. But most importantly, you should be putting aside some of your money for the Hajj, inshallah ta'ala, because ultimately you will have to top up and have and this is for everyone, especially those who have joined today, that all of the money needs to be put aside, okay, and you should be saving. I know not everyone's in the same situation. You know, some people I know that are still saving, and they're targeting by January. People asking, well, is the booking going to be a bit later? It'll be easier on me. These kind of things you should be, you know, sort of focusing on right now, and preparing your online bank cards, checking that your documents are all, you know, valid, 6 months validity from the time of Hajj. Now, I didn't brother, you didn't mention some of the
Package,
dates.
there will be
just to
flight
give
on 29, there will be flight on 30, there will be flight on 31st as well. So, starting 28th of May will be 10 for will be 18 days. So the 28th
in mind, everyone.
and also
Okay.
money is for the list open, but according to the previous arrangement, the registration is supposed to be open as well. But the team now officially they have opened the registration now, and they will go through the new registration, and also they will go through the old registration as well, according to the new regulation or anything if they have. So the people, all they have to just make sure just to go to their profile to make sure that if there is any required field that they need to fill or something, if any question they have not answered or they need to answer, and make sure that they save their information in Nusuk and wait for to get verified again. And if they're verified, it should verify. Alhamdulillah. Now all they need to do is stay in touch with us and wait for the next instructions, inshallah.
Habibi, can I just add on there? Because we're dealing a lot on the technical support for the Nusuk. People who have uploaded passport copies, which are slightly grainy or blurred or has a bit of flash on their camera, or the picture was taken by a mobile phone at an angle and it's not fully flat. Some of these accounts we're seeing have come back as either rejected or under review. So please make sure that you try and use a clear scan, either on a flatbed scanner or using an application on your mobile, which is without any flash or anything, and make sure it's uploaded with the full barcode being clear. And then also it's very important for people to add their middle name. So for example, if you see on Nusuk, and a lot of people did, but some of the applications that we were supporting on when we went in, we saw that, for example, Muhammad, and then his name is Muhammad, like Ahmed Mia, for example, he didn't put the Ahmed, and that's why it came back, and we couldn't figure it out. As soon as we put it in, then it went back within a day or two, then it gets verified. So your first name on the British passport will have multiple names. Whatever you have on that, fit it on to the Nusuk profile is very, very important. If there's even one letter spelling mistake, they will come back later on, whether it's now or later, they will cause you a problem, even for the visas and the tickets. So just make sure that's accurate. Secondly, people who are having issues finding their embassy or the city where they are. When you go into edit my profile, you have to, make sure that you go into the separate sections. One is for your name and your passport, one is for your address and your occupation, and one is for the other check boxes that they gave on the questions. So just click on edit, make sure it's all completed, and then it will be fine. Now, don't worry if everything is okay and it still says under verification. This is normal. Last year this happened. They are now physically and manually checking back on all the applications to make sure that what someone has put on is accurate. The photo more or less matches what the passport holder is uploaded, and then they will swiftly make those verified again. Then it comes to the people with the foreign passports, like if you're India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or any other passport with a UK residency, you've uploaded your share code or your UK immigration or your BRP, whatever visa you have. They will then physically check that, make sure it's the same person, make sure that it's an acceptable visa copy, and then they will verify that. This is the same thing they did this time last year, around December going into the new year. So we're on track, we're not behind. Inshallah, that will be done. For people that are worrying, I think between now and probably first week or second week of January, you should all be verified. If there's any difficulties, we will share a link to or we'd ask you to contact us privately, and we will raise your problem with Nusuk. But also we will encourage that you create a ticket, which is on your Nusuk account. You go into help, support, you raise a ticket, you share the ticket number. But as of yesterday and today, alhamdulillah, Nusuk is now moving officially, and they are doing things, hence the changes. You'll also notice when you're trying to log in on Nusuk that the screen flickers, or the OTP doesn't come on time, or you're going from my profile to dashboard and it logs you out. These are all normal. These are changes, and the backlinks and all these other hyperlinks that they have. They're affected as they're updating live website, but they will get there in the end. And inshallah, for those with the foreign passports and also EU passports, if they're not verified, they will be done soon. And anyone looking at the questions, who've gone from stage 4 back to stage 2, or they're unverified, unless your application says rejected, then then you should be okay. But if it does say rejected, the chances are that you haven't uploaded correctly, or you haven't put your details accurately, or the copy of the passport is not clear. So we've helped people. If anybody is struggling with resizing your photo or your passport, please contact us. We will confidentially resize it and send it back to you, and then delete it from our records, so we won't have it, inshallah. But we can support you in that. Thank you.
Barakallahu
Mishkat,
feekum.
in terms of Q&A, I think we want to move to that now.
Yeah.
So I'd invite all participants. I know you're putting questions in the chat. You can do so. If you want to ask your question in person, please raise your hand. I'll give you an opportunity to kind of ask your question. I wanted to just cover one quickly from Tahmina. Sister Tahmina says, how will we know which packages are with Hasan Travels? Muhtadi Mishkat, could you?
That's a very good question. Very simply, what will happen is we will inform you which packages that we are going to be guiding, inshallah, and we'll give you the package code number. There will be a code for each package and the service provider. So it may be that it will be with Sierra Holding or Abdul Latif Jamil. We'll say click down on the service provider and choose, and then the packages from that service provider will be in display. Then you type or you choose and select for example, HT Hasan Travel, like 1000 or something like that, as an example. It may be that it will just be a code like a few letters with numbers like this, right? So we will give you that information prior, before, inshallah ta'ala, so you have an idea of which one you book on, inshallah ta'ala. So that's really important, and I think that's a very good question, because people are like, how there's going to be so many packages, how would I know who I'm going with? And the whole point is that's the whole point of having the Telegram chat group, and we're talking with you and you're getting to know us, and inshallah ta'ala we will share with you that information, so you know that okay, I'm in good hands. I'm with Hasan Travel, inshallah, as our guides, inshallah ta'ala.
Sister Aisha
What I can say as well, sorry, on that note, sorry, before Maher, that sometimes what will happen is there are other packages that are maybe will be in view, right? But if you may want to, obviously we will advise the package that we'll be guiding. It may not be the case. Sometimes there'll be other packages within that company that you'll see, and if you're happy to book that, then that's fine. But we won't be able to guide all of the packages. That's something that you need to be aware of.
Will be in those cases, Abu Ziyad, I think what you mean, that if they go with a package that are not recommended by us, or we're not going as a group, if they wish to book that package, we'll still guide them in terms of logistics, preparing them in
Yeah, absolutely. No, but I think like the whole assistance and
and no whole assistant means as a traveling together. Yes, that will not happen. But will be still our ground team and our technical team and everything will be still be guiding them. And I think so. The process to do that, the people that be with us, they will be registered. This is why we're asking them to register with us in our website, and then we'll be contacting with them after they fulfill, we'll be with them going step by step when they book. And as soon they make the booking, inshallah, we'll make a separate group. There will be a separate group. We'll put them there all together, and they will be receiving exclusive information from there onward.
inshallah.
Okay.
Sorry, Maher.
Sister Aisha, I think it is. I know she's posted a question in the chat, but she's also raised her hand, so I'll allow her to ask her question.
Yep, go ahead. Haven't seen it actually on the chat.
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Ahlan wa sahlan.
Mr. Mahmood and my wife logged in, but we're both.
That's fine. No problem. Allah bless you.
I'll try and keep my question concise. So, first question is, we're very, very new to this, and it could be a misconception, but I keep hearing about this term of it's a lottery. You can put your application in. It's not guaranteed you will get it. Could you shed some light on what the possibilities are of an application being accepted, and some lights on this lottery misconception that I might have?
Yeah, that's fine. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you for that question. I think that's something that is important that needs to be addressed. With everything, I think in our last webinar, we mentioned as well that first and foremost, I think if you haven't seen the first webinar, please kindly do watch that. But I will answer in short and as concisely as possible. Number one, in terms of the quota and numbers of pilgrims going from on this Nusuk platform last year, it was around 44,000 people from all of Europe and America and South America and all of the 60 odd so countries that have been that they're servicing. As for UK quota, it was 3,600, and then what happened is obviously there was much more people. What happens is they will see last year, I'm just giving you an idea, that there were many countries who never used up their quota. So what will happen is they will load that or push that onto anyone who wants to book, and there will be countries which have much higher requirements and needs, and they will we don't like to use this word, but there was like a phase 2 where in the first instance as many people booked up, and then it was all of the quota was used up, and then in the second instance again people tried to book, and where there was spaces from other countries in terms of visa allocation, it was open and people could from UK, and it went all the way up to a much larger number. And this year the number is probably going to triple, most likely, inshallah ta'ala. So last year, if I'm correct, around 7,000 from UK. Just correct me, Muhtadi.
Yeah, around that figure.
Around that figure. And so this year and every year, Nusuk will plan to increase that. Now the question is there a lottery? No, there is no lottery. It's just first come, first serve. Okay. So on the day when we do bookings, or when the announcement will happen, say for example on this particular day, it will come, the packages will go live, and that's the whole point of why we're on these Telegram groups and WhatsApp groups, to get that information as soon as possible. It won't be possible to call all of you at the same time, so therefore we will message and say, look, we anticipate tomorrow, or we've been told officially that it will be for UK this day, this particular day, and then you'll try, and with tawfiqillah, with the tawfiq of Allah, you will be able to book, inshallah. Can we guarantee a space? Nobody anywhere can guarantee a space on Nusuk. This is something that is sort of a disclaimer for the whole Nusuk platform. I remember I sat in Mina and I spoke to one of the senior sort of CEOs or the managers of Nusuk themselves, and they disclosed to me that nearly 350,000 people tried to book last year at the same time on the same day. But that doesn't mean that all of those people tried to log in, shall I say, and there was a crash and there was some technical issues and all of these things. And what we have done is we have, as guides and as people who have been delivering the Hajj for many years, alhamdulillah, many of us service providers together, all of the stakeholders work together to give advice and to sort of review what would happen last year. And each year we're seeing improvements. So this year we don't anticipate that kind of rush per se. And certain countries will get sort of days. This is what we have been told, and we cannot confirm today. But as you know, if a piece of technology requires daily sort of updates and it needs to be built up and tested. So that's why you're getting all these slight variations with that's why we're saying approximate times. So to answer in a nutshell, in a short, is that inshallah, if you're ready and if you have your money in account, inshallah, you should be able to book bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, as long as we follow all of the instructions. Now, if it doesn't happen, the second question, what happens if you can't get through in the first, second, third, however many stages there are? Then there will be you can get a refund or keep the money in the mehfada, which we call the e-wallet, for the next year. So some people still have money in their e-wallet from the last year, and this is something that you may do. But if you take a refund, then it does take some time. Expect some time for it to come. There are some charges as well, and this is, those who have business will understand that there is the card charges, international card charges, and these are sometimes unavoidable. So it's not like they're charging in that sense, but it is difficult, I understand, but it's that chance of being able to perform. So I don't know, Brother Mahmoud.
I just wanted to add, Mishkat, if that's possible, sorry to come in there.
Yeah.
There will be a phase, as they did last year, and we're confident that will be happening again, as they mentioned, of a package will be displayed for you to narrow it down, and then you'll be able to add to your cart. So this is what we're going to encourage everyone. So when we start sharing our brochures in terms of these are the programs we're affiliated with, inshallah, from the service providers, we kindly, ask you all to actually follow the instructions and save your preferred packages to your cart. So this means on the day you just log in, go to my cart and select. You're not going through different pages and having it, freezing or logging you out and this sort of stuff. And then also we'll be explaining how to maybe have option 1, option 2, option 3 in your mind ready, where, say, for example, you're going for a package and then it's maybe selling out quickly. So then you go to potentially option 2. And these things we'll discuss in coming webinars, and we will, as I said, have a brochure ready for you guys to look at the programs that we're affiliated with.
Just moving on, I know the brother had a question. If you had another question, just to quickly ask it before we move on.
Yeah, just a follow-up question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Quick follow-up questions on that. So I just noticed that you've posted the previous webinar. Is this only the second webinar?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so I've got the first one and I've got this one, and please share the link for this webinar as well, so then we can watch.
Inshallah, we will. I mean, ultimately, I will repeat for those who are joining new, it is important that you know who you are speaking to, and more introduction. A lot of introduction was done last session of who we are and what we've been doing, and some background about ourselves. But inshallah, look, I can say to you, this is whatever the situation, inshallah, from now, I mean, whoever it is, even if you don't end up booking with packages that are related to, for example, that we'll be guiding, but we will support you from now, inshallah. This is our passion, and this is what we do. So inshallah, it's an honor and a sharaf, really, to serve and to do this. And part of me, because previously we were organizing it ourselves, mashallah, tabarakallah, all from end to end. But now, in the new system, the Nusuk program, we have spent our lives doing Hajj, alhamdulillah, with Allah's fadl and virtue, blessing. So we want to be there to be able to help pilgrims and deliver something that they can come back home, inshallah, with an accepted and really amazing Hajj, inshallah, with the tawfiq of Allah. And this is all with the tawfiq of Allah, inshallah.
Okay.
Jazakallah khair, brother Mahmoud.
29 open questions in the chat. So the team will be responding in the chat, trying to answer as many questions as possible. Sheikh, we need to, I'm going to give Brother Saeed the chance to ask his question, but we'll need to move through them quickly so that we can get.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Brother Saeed. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Saeed.
Try another person. We'll come back to Brother Saeed.
Okay, Brother Saeed isn't there. Fine. I'll go to Sister Asia, I think it is. Sister Asia.
Maybe unmute them, yeah.
Yeah. Sister Asia, you need to ensure that you're unmuted. Okay. Okay, then we'll go to Sister Ruji. Sister Ruji. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Can I hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, brother. I just wanted to ask a quick question around. I've recently came across agencies doing the booking for you where they take the money up front. Is that something legit, or is it something that you have to? I know from my experience previously that you have to do the whole thing through Nusuk. What would you advise on that?
The official channel for Hajj from the UK is through the Nusuk Hajj platform, and all payments and the whole system was devised so that Hajjis are protected and is centralized. All the payments, all the packages are through the Saudi portal with the Saudi companies who have now taken over our licenses that when we used to package all the Hajj programs. So you'll be paying everything online. You top up your e-wallet. There'll be a trace from your account to your e-wallet. From your e-wallet, you'll be buying your package. Then there'll be accountability from the service providers in the Saudi Ministry of Hajj to deliver that package, and we will be assisting in that and guiding. So if any travel agent or tour operator is saying, give us the money, we'll do it for you, I would steer clear from that. However, there are some packages for people who are going outside of the Nusuk program, which is a different thing. For example, for people of Pakistani nationality or with dual nationality, they are able to register for Hajj from Pakistan using their quota. And also Bangladesh has that as well, if you want to use the quota from Bangladesh, but you have to have a passport from that country. But keep in mind that these packages will be of a lower standard and not the same as Nusuk. And it's how you manage the risk with those entities.
Thank you, brother, for clarifying that. Thank you.
Okay. I'll just try one more time, Sister Asia. No. Okay. The brother who asked the first question, he's got another question, so we'll give him an opportunity.
Yeah, go ahead. And then I see Aisha Motin.
Thank you very much, brother. So can you just give me a working example just for financial planning? So let's say, for example, the package was, let's say, £10,000. How much of that, what portion of that £10,000 will I be paying upfront or on the Nusuk platform? And is the balance paid in parts as and when I go through the stages, or is it generally speaking, two lump sum payments, one a deposit and a balance if I'm accepted or my application accepted? Then if my understanding is correct, if my application isn't accepted on this occasion, whatever I've paid will stay in my e-wallet until it does get accepted, and then I'll pay the balance whenever. Is my thinking right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so with the Nusuk payments, before they go live, you have to top up the money that you want to spend. So it's in effect, Nusuk is asking you, how much are you prepared to spend for your Hajj? Please top up to that amount. And I would always say top up a little bit extra, because maybe your first choice is not there, and then you have to maybe go a little bit more. We had a brother last year who was booking for 4 or 5 people for the sake of maybe 500 riyals or 600 riyals, was about 70, 80 pounds, or say £100. He wasn't able to book their package, and they stopped allowing people to top up at the time of booking. So that was a big handicap for people, because they didn't want too many people going on there. They said, right, they saw in the data that we have enough users or enough people with money, is what we suspect. And then they kind of said, right, this is it. Whoever's now registered and topped up, they will book the packages. Later on, if we need, we'll allow you to top up. So, unfortunately, there's an element of we have to take a risk, or in terms of take a step forward. We made the niyyah, may Allah accept it and open it for us all. At the same time, we have to then kind of put our money where our mouth is and say we're going to top up 10K, 15K or 8K, whatever the package price is, and always top up a little bit more. A few £100 more is no problem. You can always take that out afterwards. But at least that doesn't mean you miss out on Hajj. Because if you went for a triple room and then you had to go for a double room and the difference was a few hundred, and now you're waiting and you can't top up anymore, you're going to be just watching people book and you can't. So, and all the payment will be in one go. It's not like you top up now, you reserve, and then you go back later and pay the balance. It will be all in one go, which is why they will give you enough time to top up your e-wallet.
So what you can do is top up in increments.
Yeah.
So
you can do 500,
like,
you can do 5K on one card, 5K on another card, maybe partial card payment, partial bank transfer. A lot of people are asking questions, credit card, do I get the security of Section 75, so people can top up with various payment methods, and some people do sometimes use a little bit on their card and the rest by bank transfer to benefit from different exchange rates and so on. There was a question, Mishkat, maybe you want to ask about, answer. There was someone asking about the
Yeah,
permissive
so in regards to somebody asked, there is
interest.
a difference of opinion amongst the scholars regarding using a credit card in general, right? And so you follow Sister Aisha, I'm not sure if it's Aisha,
Yeah.
It's a brother.
brother, I'm so sorry, brother
Okay.
Aisha, hayakallah, ahlan wa sahlan. So the interest element, which is haram, yes, absolutely. So if you follow this opinion, you should not at all use that. Of course, we're not advising that. But there are opinions where people are permitted to use so long as they do not consume or use that riba and that interest. And we're not in the right now in this stage. We're not going to be discussing that difference of opinion. But generally, to avoid this is better for any Muslim, as we know. So the question is, should be answered by yourself. Of course, you can't. You should use halal. And actually, in our training, we normally mention that you should use pure and halal tayyib. Inna Allah tayyibun la yaqbalu illa tayyiba. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pure and does not accept anything but pure. Your earnings must be halal. And all of what you have should be halal. So therefore, in that case, if you follow the opinion where the credit card is not permitted, absolutely you should not use that. And if you follow the opinion where your imam does give you that, does permit it, then obviously it is permissible. So you need to check with your own imam. This is my advice, because not everyone follows every imam. You should follow your imam, your scholar that you follow. Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa a'lam. And Allah knows best. So
I
yeah,
think,
that
sorry, I was going to ask, with regards to the credit card element, it's more so with regards to the fees. So some cards do allow you to pay upfront, and then you clear your balance with your,
again,
with
yeah.
cash.
So yeah, I understand.
For the fee element.
So that's between you, and you can do that if this is halal, yani according to your opinion, if it is allowed and you clear it and there's no interest incurred, I understand that. But there are scholars, my colleagues as well, who are very strict on this opinion, and they do not permit it at all. So this is something that you yourselves need to decide with your imam and sheikh. And even there is another issue, obviously, in terms of Muhtadi was mentioning about the cancellations and things like that. But I think we want to avoid that discussion. Do you want to discuss that now? Maybe in upcoming webinars.
Let's go through more questions.
I've got one final question. I'm really sorry, but one final
Bank
question.
transfer option is available there, Sheikh, right?
Yes, Sheikh. Sorry?
Bank transfer option is also available.
Yeah, that's fine. He's just asking that, brother. Aisha,
Yeah, one final question. So on the chat, I saw a price range of somebody's disclosed between the 10 to 14,000 pound mark. And I know you're still working out your deal packages, appreciate all that. But I did see there's a number of people that I've spoken to that booked Hajj packages. How come they're getting prices as low as and they are British people, they're not going from the Pakistan or Bangladesh or something like that. They're getting for about £7,000-8,000. Like my sister and my dad's booked for next year, and they've got
2025.
Yeah, 2025, isn't it?
And they booked it with. Do they have a British passport?
Well, the one though
are you? May I ask? Are you Pakistani or Bangladeshi?
I'm Pakistani. I'm not sure about my mum and my sister and my dad. They have dual citizenship, so they could have booked it on the Pakistani passport.
If it is with the Pakistani passport, it may be possible to book at that price.
But then I do know my wife's cousin. She's just confirmed that she's going, and she's definitely on a UK passport, and she's paid £14,000 for two people, 3-star. The 3-star package.
Again, brother, okay, to answer that question, there is no other way to book Hajj other than Nusuk. And you can go to the Nusuk website, actually, if you open it, and you see this is the only, if you go to the About Us, it will say this is the only platform for these service countries. Right. So if there is anything else, I would double, triple check who that company is. Perhaps you can ask them to check who that is. And by what grounds they're going to be able to, because obviously I can't comment on somebody else, right? But what you can do is do your diligence and do check who they are, check their reviews, check who they are they known, have they been recommended, all of these things. That's I'll leave that with you, inshallah. But yes, formally, officially, Ministry of Hajj and Umrah do not have any other way for UK pilgrims to book. If they are dual nationality, Muhtadi mentioned, that's different because it's as if you're coming from Pakistan or Bangladesh or wherever you're coming from.
Understood. I just want to say thank you very much for answering my question. Thank you for your
Well,
guidance.
may Allah bless you. May
and
Allah
the
bless you
time that
anytime.
you've given
Give us a
me.
call, inshallah, if you want to just have a frank chat and talk about anything about any of the packages. You know, today I didn't cover the shifting and non-shifting, which is the big question I get every year, and I try to explain it as much as possible in the easiest way. Remember, a shifting package is where you stay in 2 accommodations in Mecca to bring down the cost. It's more value for money. But some people say, well, I don't want to stay in Aziziyah, for example. Aziziyah, there's pros and cons. You're next to the Mina, you know, Jamarat and all of these places, right? But then some people say, well, I don't want to go there. I want to stay in a very 5-star luxury hotel. I want to stay, I don't want to move around too much. I want to come for a short time. I want to do the non-shifting, fine, but it will cost a bit more. So you're looking to pay a bit more. So these kind of things are really important. And we did share a video on how to, a very short clip on YouTube link on our Telegram group on the announcements on what is shifting and non-shifting to give an idea. Both of them are suitable for, you know, it can be suitable for any of you. Like some people will say, well, actually, I can afford it. Or actually, I need that, right? It suits me. But others will say, no, I'm okay. I've got time. I'm going to Hajj only once in my lifetime, and I don't mind staying the longer period, right? And I'm going to do the shifting program because I'm going to focus on the Hajj, and then I'm going to do the hotels afterwards. Or others will say, no, I haven't got the time. I've got childcare issues. I can afford it. Fine, go on the non-shifting program. So these are the things. So how would you know which package to choose, whether shifting or non-shifting, and which range? You know, is it, you know, premium, luxury? You need to that in these cases, with regards to this, I would suggest give us a call and talk to us, you know, on behalf of your family as a lead passenger. That will be really good, and you get much more sort of better advice to suit your needs, because you don't want to be booking something and then you see somebody else on another package. Oh, I should have booked that, if that makes sense. And it's not always the case that even the package that you want, as Muhtadi mentioned, sometimes you need to have a plan B, plan C, you know, so you can, you know, you need to have, okay, if this package gets filled up, it's going to be very popular, I'll go to this one. So all of these things need to be, but don't stress if it's too much information. For those who are new, don't stress us at all, inshallah. Yani shay'an fa shay'an, we say in Arabic, you know, little by little, inshallah. Habba habba, little small amounts, and we'll get there, inshallah. You know, don't worry.
Brother Abdul Samad, who has a question. Brother Abdul Samad.
Samad?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I have 2 questions. The first question, I'm working and I'm planning to take an annual leave towards this Hajj. So I want to know from what time to what time at least I should be booking my holidays.
Brother Qazi, outbound and inbound dates, if you could share that.
Yeah, that's the first question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the second question is, I've got a family that I'm paying for a package to come from Ghana to Saudi Arabia for the Hajj.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it possible for me to also add my package with them and then go with you as travel agent if I'm not going through the British package?
Okay, so if we get Brother Ghazi just to talk about outbound and inbound dates first, and then Brother Mishka, you can.
The outbound inbound date, if you want to apply for your annual leave, it will depend how many days you want to take your leave, depend on how many days package you want to go. There will be packages from 10 days until 21 days. And the starting time for traveling will start from London from 28th of May, and the return will be around 16th of June, the latest the latest, and until this for the 16th for the short packages.
Yeah.
And there will be longer package which will be returned around 19 to 20 June as well. So it depends how many days you want, but your leaving will start from 28th, 27th of May.
Okay.
We reiterate that obviously we'll be sharing more details of the itineraries in the coming weeks. So if you can wait before submitting your annual leave, and we're talking about a few weeks, then we would advise for you to do that. Once we can share
Okay.
itineraries with you, then we can let you know. You'll have plenty of time up until May, June to kind of get that in. With regards to the second question was around the brother has paid for a family to go from Ghana, and he wants to also go from Ghana. Can he then join us? Am I correct in the way I've phrased that?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Sure. Shkat?
Yeah, so in regards to joining from Ghana, if they're going separately, for you to join, it will be quite difficult, and I don't think we can't arrange any form of Hajj visa from our end, right? So you need to get a package that perhaps is similar to the dates as, and obviously in the 5 Hajj days, it will be the same time. Everybody's going around similar dates, but the issue is they will be staying in the African sort of continent tents, the area where the African tents are. We will be staying in the European or in a separate area. So it will be logistically difficult for us to sort of be together. And I would say to you that perhaps you can give us a call and we can advise best what will be a solution for you, inshallah. You know,
Thank you. Thank you.
is that okay? Just do you have our number, brother Abdul Samad?
Yes, I've got it. I've screenshot all that your recording. All these screenshots. So I've got the number.
Okay, so tomorrow just give us a call, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you. Thank you.
May Allah bless you.
We've got Brother Talha next. Brother Talha.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله brothers.
Salam.
Wa alaikum assalam wa
Allah
rahmatullah.
مشايخ جزاكم الله خير. Allah أكرمكم الله. MashaAllah, it's very good presentation. A lot of the time obviously went into it. So on behalf of everyone, جزاكم الله خير. May Allah reward you. It's very informative and it's much appreciated. Alhamdulillah. I just had a few questions if it's okay with you brothers. Number one, I was wondering, is it advisable for 3 friends? So there's no relation between them. They're just friends.
No.
Is it advisable for them to join the application together? And if so, then what when selecting it on Nusuk, what relation should they select?
Muhtadi, can you answer this, please?
I was actually typing the response on that. Brother Talha, if you want to go together and you're sure that you want to be on the same program, same flight, same sort of accommodation and everything, then what people tend to do is they put down and then they just put to bypass the thing, they just put something like family member or brother. Because they want to make sure that they're on the same program and then the allocation of rooms and flights and everything will be exactly the same. So my personal recommendation would do something like that. That shouldn't be an issue, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. And also, am I correct in saying that we need to have all our money ready and topped up in our e-wallet in Nusuk by the 6th or the 5th of February? Is that right?
So if you're using one account, all 3 have to top up to the lead person's account, and then the booking will be from that person's account. So, for example, you give your portion, your other 2 friends will give their portions into your IBAN or your e-wallet. And then the deadline will be, I think it's before it goes live, but maybe by even a week or 2, like they did last year. So we anticipate around February, but we don't know. If there's delays from Nusuk, it may be into Ramadan. If it's earlier and they're ready, maybe earlier. But I think you should target by end of January latest, inshallah.
Okay, inshallah. And just the last question, sorry to take your time. Is there any particular date by when we should be worried if our Nusuk application still says under verification?
Yes, so last year, even when packages were coming out, people were getting verified up until the sort of first phase. But if you're not verified by going, I would say, middle to end of January, then obviously be in touch with us. We will have the correct way of raising is to raise a ticket on Nusuk, and then you get a ticket number. You then share that with us and give us your problem. We will then put it onto we have a Google sheet with the tech team in Nusuk, for example, the service providers we're working with. We will raise that ticket and say, Brother Talha, for example, is having a problem. Might be his passport is not showing or his account is not verified. Please speed up and fix this. And then we usually have in the busy times, we do a daily report in the morning and evening. What's the update? And then sometimes they resolve it straight away. Sometimes it takes 2-3 days. But in the end, all of them get solved, inshallah. I know a lot of people are concerned about this, but I think for now, at least until the new year, don't worry too much. Unless it says visa rejected, then call us to help you find out what is the reason.
Okay, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, brothers.
When I said visa rejected, I meant application rejected, not visa. Application rejected, just to clarify.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Brother Imran, I know he's put some questions in the chat as well. Brother Imran. Assalamu alaikum. I think you've.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother. I think brother Miqdad answered it on the question, but I was just thinking in my head, what would be, I want to ideally, I've discussed with my family members that we're thinking a non-shifting package for the least amount of days possible. So I think I saw in the category, they said there are some packages for 10 days. And based on last year, what would you think that, how much would that be costing for a premium non-shifting package for 10 days? Just so I've got a target figure in my mind, and we can you can get together as a family and we can say, look, we need this much, we need to top up by end of January, make sure you have it, and everyone kind of tops it up. So I'm just wondering that.
Qazi, do you want to speak to that? Or Muhtadi?
Yeah, so with the so I wasn't sure if Ghazi was an answer, but I'll give you some info. So last year there were less service providers. So the first year, 2023, only a handful of service providers came into the market. It was a new system. Last year people had a bit more confidence. There were more packages, and it was cross-selling, meaning anyone from any country could buy. And so it was a bit muddled in terms of people from America, Australia were booking our packages because they were up early in the day and they had access. This year they've given indication that will be country-wise again. So then it's typically the shorter packages are going to be on Nusuk, maybe just an economy or standard program where they have a basic accommodation somewhere like Azizia and then Medina and back, or maybe just Azizia and Hajj and back if you want the shortest package. This is for people who just want to do Hajj and come back and they're not really fussed about anything else. They just want to complete their rights and come back. Other people have, as in 2023 and 2024, they've booked shifting programs which are slightly longer, but they're cheaper than the shorter packages. And then smartly, they've booked a one-way ticket back at their own expense and come back earlier after 14, 13 days or whatever. And it worked out overall cheaper than booking a more expensive one. Now, these sort of things we can maybe speak one-to-one maybe or in future seminars. But for now, as an indication, generally, you're looking at least around 9, 10K. If there's going to be cheaper ones, if you're going for absolute basic, like just for Mina and coming back, then that will be probably on your own with less guidance from us because we won't be able to guide every single package on Nusuk. As I said, we're working with reputable and top service providers, and we're looking for the best that they have on offer so that it's tailored to what you guys are requesting. That's why the forms that we've been taking from you all, that we're seeing what is the demand, what are the requirements, and we push these service providers that give us X amount of capacity and double rooms on a 2 weeks or a 3 weeks, and then we can have the plenty of availability. But
are the 10-day packages a service that you're going to be guiding people? Are you going to be
we had a 14-day program last year, which was our shortest one. This year we should have maybe a 12 to 13 one. I don't know if 10 days will be available due to flight availability. But this is.
Can I just add, brother Imran, if it's your first Hajj, just be aware. Obviously, not because we're not servicing that. If we are thinking of it, we choose certain packages that are suitable for, we look at all of the logistics aspect, what's easy for the pilgrims, what's not, what's more going to be a bit more smoother in terms of journey. If you just for this is for everyone here, and I mentioned this last webinar, 5 days of Hajj, you are in Mina, Arafah, Muzdalifah, right? Or at least 4 days, right? You are moving, you haven't settled, you're in the tents, and then you move and you're like in travel, if that makes sense. Your journey between UK or wherever you're coming from to Mecca or Medina is a full day and a half minimum, right? You have to look at, and then you go to Hajj, you got family coming over to see you, you're getting butterflies. I get butterflies still, alhamdulillah, thinking about the Hajj and have I packed my stuff and people come see you and all that stuff. And then you travel, and then the whole thing, the whole journey, and this is Hajj, not Umrah or any holiday, it's like there could be delays, there could be things like that. You expect that because of so many people. When you get to Mecca, it's very crowded if you go to Mecca first. If you go to Medina, it's still crowded because it's in the peak period. But you arrive and you need if you've been to Umrah, you will realize even in Umrah, you need the first day is like orientation, very slow, kind of just settling in, and you haven't slept, and you need a day to just kind of adjust. So you lose around 5 and 2-3 days of travel, because Mecca to Medina is going to take a full day, regardless of train, plane, whatever you take, because you're checking in and checking out. So it becomes very rushed. So this is not something that we kind of want to, we would advise, But there
Okay.
will be packages for 10 days, absolutely.
No.
But we won't be, we don't plan and we don't intend. This is why Muhtadi was saying that maybe 13 to 16 days. This is the kind of 14 days. This is the kind of at least a little bit where you get 2 days, 3 days. You come all this way, you spend all this money, you're doing the Hajj, get a bit of time, just even 2-3 days in Mecca, in Medina, to do some ibadah, because otherwise the rest of it, meaning voluntary ibadah, I'm talking about, voluntary sort of, you're there, you're not going, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and you saved all that money. You will notice as well that some of them, there's huge differences in pricing, like 10 shorter days, 14 days premium. It depends. If you're near the haram, you might be like, I don't care, I have the money, it's not a problem, as in like I can afford it, alhamdulillah, but it'll be much more premium being near the haram for the shorter period. So you might want to what I'm saying to you is the 3 weeks one or the longer one could be a bit cheaper because of the flight demand for the shorter period. So there's all these sort of factors that you have to look at. I would suggest, like, look, if you're going as a family and you're thinking about, personally, if you ask me, I would say 14 days, 10 days a bit rushed, that's all.
Okay.
But you can, look, we can't advise, you have to also do your diligence and do your studies and think, actually 10 days works for me. But as a person who's, alhamdulillah, performed Hajj many times and guided people for many times, I would say, don't go too short. And then, some people say, well, I want to go back to work as soon as I come back. I'm a busy person. But then you push your body so much. You've never pushed your body like that. You come back and then the next day you take a week off because you're unwell, So you want it to be just right.
Many times.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Obviously, I just wanted to just get in my head, because inshallah, I'll be registering with the Hasan Travel website. So we want to, inshallah, have you guys as the guided. So I was just wondering what kind of
No, we'll
packages
have 14 days. We'll have a bit more.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nothing's it's just in process, as Muhtadi repeated, just to repeat to everyone, it's still going through that process of approval from the Ministry of Hajj, and then we'll see from there, inshallah.
Okay, we've probably gone over. Jazakallah khair, brother Imran. We've probably gone over time. There's one other brother who has his hand up, so I'll give him an opportunity to kind of ask a question. Brother Shakil. Assalamu alaikum, brother Shakil. Brother Shakil, you may be on mute. Okay, he's not responding. So there's a few questions in the chat. I know some of the brothers are answering the questions. Is it okay if I just pick a few? There's a question. Our application had shown as verified previously, but showing pending verification since yesterday. Can I check if anyone has had their application verification complete as of today?
Who wants to take that? Anyone?
Yeah, I can answer that. So I think since yesterday they officially started manually checking all the applications, as we alluded to before, and pretty quickly. So if everything was okay and everything was spotless, your passport was clear with no glare and everything was correct, and usually people with just 2 names, first name, last name, they've had no issues. Some people with longer names, maybe they've missed out or it wasn't clear. Do edit and check that everything's exactly as per the passport, and make sure that the scan is clear and that there's no shadows on your passport, and that your photo is with a plain background. There was one person who took a picture behind a tree, which is not suitable, as you know. You should take a plain background picture and then upload that, and inshallah that should get verified pretty soon. We're hoping in the next week or so. Last year, when they started this process, within about 7-8 days, suddenly everyone was verified, and they do it in batches. So don't stress too much. If it comes back application rejected, then give us a call. We'll try and find out what the issue was. And usually when we log in, we can see that, for example, your picture's not right or there's something missing on your passport.
Okay. Brother Tawaha has put in the group, I think there's some confusion still around verification. E-wallet top up. So I can top up. So can I top up once I have viewed the packages? Because last webinar, Sheikh was saying to top up beforehand. What's the disadvantages of me topping up after I have viewed the packages, but before the packages go live?
So before the packages go live, once we have permission to share our details, we will be sharing that with you. So you will know roughly what the package price is anyway, before it starts getting displayed on Nusuk. So we'll have the permission to say, for example, this program by Al Borj or Sira or Abdul Latif Jamil is coming out. These are the ones that we would like you to look at because we'll be guiding on or affiliated with, and the prices are approximately this region. Now, because the flights will be separate like it was in 2024, you can have a guess or a ballpark figure of between 1,500 to 2,000 max for your flight on top of the programs that we tell you, and then you top up your account. The risk of waiting till it goes out, I don't know, but they may see that too many applications this year and not let people top up once it goes live. So just to be safe side, if you're sure you're going to go and it's within your range or your budget, then just top up. That's what I would advise. But we don't know the exact answer to that, because if they suddenly stop topping up and then you waited thinking, I want to see the programs and then do it, then you have to wait till next year.
Brother Shakil's got his hand up again. So Brother Shakil.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes,
I can.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Sorry about that. It's just a quick question. I won't take your time. I know it's gone a bit over, I think. So basically, I'm from the north and traveling with Hasan Group. So I've just heard really good recommendation from the people who went this year Hajj with you guys, mashallah. And I've opted to go with you guys and I've had really good recommendations. So hence why I'm following every step you guys have given. Mashallah, everything's gone, alhamdulillah, well, even with registering and everything. So one of my main questions is because I'm from the north, joining with the group. So say, for example, I'm traveling from Manchester, for example, how would it be like joining with the group? Because I know you guys are going to be flying from London most of the mainly from London. I know you might have some people from the Midlands as well, like Birmingham and stuff. But how does it work in terms of joining with the group? Or is that something that when your packages will come out, when the packages come out, it'll automatically kind of work itself out that joining with the group?
Mishka?
Is it okay if Daddy takes that? Sorry, I'm just
Okay, so with the programs, inshallah. So last year was quite different in the sense that predominantly most of the programs were without the flights because they introduced the GDS, the Global Distribution System, which incidentally was done by Mawasim, the Sierra Group. So it gave flexibility to people from all corners of the world, from UK and also outside of UK, to book our packages, which is the land package, plus the airport of their choice. So it could have been New York, it could have been Manchester. You could join, and then all of this information came to our dashboard, and we had the transport ready for you from Jeddah or Medina, wherever it was, and you were taken to your accommodation, and the Hajj was done together. To answer your question, will there be flights from Manchester or not? At the moment, we have already requested the service providers to have various flights from London and from Midlands and from Manchester, and also some people have requested from Glasgow as well. We've shared this information to them based on the availability and the feasibility of the pricing. If they see that it makes business sense for them to do that, they will do that, inshallah, obviously based on the availability. Then we will say to you, brothers, sisters, we have, for example, package 1 is available. We will have group flights on this package and custom flights. Then you can then consider that. For example, if the flight's from London, you think, no, I'm going to go for the custom flight and take my own flight from Manchester, or from Birmingham, wherever. Or you may think, no, I'm going to stick with the group flight. I'll come a day before, just do maybe a Premier Inn or something, or Airbnb and stay. It'll cost you maybe £100 total with the travel and the £30 or whatever it is per night, and then you just travel with the group. This information, once we have it confirmed and once we know what the options are, we can then share this. I don't want to give you scenario ABC and then see that scenario D comes out. Does that make sense? So we need to be keeping things more concise and clear with less confusion. But to answer your question, we're working to have as much flexibility at the same time to deliver. We don't want to have too many options where, for example, then we're having to be in 5, 6, 7, 8 different flights, and then we see that it's not beneficial for the guides and also for the pilgrims. They will look at all the data and make that on the best fit scenario.
Jazakallah, brother. I think that sums it all up for me. That makes sense. But Jazakallah for the answer.
Yeah, we can speak, and you have our contact details. private message myself or any of the team members will give you updates. But for now, the most important thing is we need to know the main structure of the programs. Is it Mecca first? Is it Medina first? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks? Is it shifting, non-shifting? What sort of hotel range is it? Is it Hilton Convention? Is it Clock Tower? These sort of things we will then share to you. And as I said, we will prepare a PDF or a brochure. And then when we're allowed to do so, based on Nusuk guidelines and the Ministry of Hajj and the service providers, we will share that and say package 1, 2, 3. Inshallah, these are the ones we are affiliated with. These are the ones we will be guiding on. Now, please make your choice. And inshallah, we're hoping if we can't get 100% match, we'll get at least 90-95%. And that should be good for everyone, inshallah.
I think it's
Inshallah. Jazakallah.
I think it's important to reiterate as well. Last year we had people joining us from other countries, and as long as you are choosing a package that we are guiding or we are assigned to, we will support you every step of the way. So even the seminars and the pre-Hajj guidance, you'll receive that information. Now, it might be that you can't attend in person due to geography, but there will be, for example, online sessions available to everybody that is assigned to packages with us. So I wouldn't worry about that. At the time of the booking, inshallah, we'll guide you based on your needs, and you'll get the support from us.
Inshallah, jazakallah.
No problem. I know there's many more questions. I'm just going to allow one more from the chat. I'm just going through, which was a good one. Okay, so there's a question from Brother Awful. Brothers, I have registered in Nusuk for 3 of us, me, my wife, and brother-in-law. Is there or will there be a package I can choose from for one for me and my wife, and my brother-in-law stays separately on the groups? So 3 people on one profile. The husband and wife want to stay together, and the brother-in-law separately. How do they go about selecting that package?
Can I take that?
Yeah, please.
Okay, 2023, it was quite strict. The number of people in the application or the profile, if you went into it and there were 5 of you and you booked triple sharing, all 5 of you in triple sharing. And that was a bit of a nuisance for people, and the feedback was taken by Nusuk. And mashallah, in 2024, they allowed you to select different room categories. So you can select, there would be a double, a triple, and a quad occupancy row for Mecca and for Medina. And you can select plus, for example, 2 in double, and then 1 in triple for Mecca. And you could even do a different accommodation for Medina, which was a bit confusing. I don't know why they did that, but they did allow that. But it was to give choice to the pilgrims. So for example, in your scenario, 3 of you going husband and wife on a double room, the other person wants to be with other brothers, and you could then select that, and then it will come to the total page. And then we expect this to be the same for this year, because that was something that was welcomed by people, and it was giving options and flexibility. So inshallah, that should be the case. Again, if there's any changes, we will say, brothers, this is a major difference from last year. Anything we've said before, we're now updating you with this information. So before the booking, you'll be crystal clear on everything.
Inshallah. And I think the last one. There's a question around the phases. How long will each phase be? I think we just answered that one and end it there.
It's the same. I think. Look, thank you, Muhtadi, for answering the questions. And we're trying to answer as many questions on the chat group as well, as fast as possible. And mashallah, we've covered nearly 68 questions, which is brilliant, I must say. Just on that note, with your question, brother, in regards to Allahumma salli Muhammad.
Phases.
Yeah, the phases. It's the same thing. I want to echo what Muhtadi said. This was last year, and last year there was even when I use the word phases, the Nusuk actually said it was all one phase, the team, the senior team. So it's just what they mean is that they will go by their announcements, their sort of jadwal, we call it, their timetable, according to how they can, how the tech is going. That's number one. That's the key thing. Whether the Hajj service providers are all ready, because they have to also prepare. Remember, they might be ready, but there could be other factors, the hotels, the flights, all of these things. So I'm just giving you an idea, like all of these, like when we give you approximate dates, right? These are approximate, they're not specific, right? But this is the stages that we're going through. There might be a new stage within the whole Nusuk platform. So we have to be ready for that. But the whole point is to be updated with the Nusuk platform, sorry, with the Telegram groups and all of our different channels and our webinars. But with regards to phases, again, we don't know. It might be that everything gets complete in that first phase. So therefore, there will be no second phase. It might be that they will actually, what I'm hearing, and this is all still hearsay, and this is why I don't like to speculate, but because of the issues of last year, where a lot of people tried to get into the site at the same time, right, and it caused the site to crash, right? So what they will do, because of the network issues, as you know, what would happen is, and this is what we're anticipating, is that different countries at different times, or different regions perhaps, will be booking at different times to ease the burden, inshallah. But other than that, I mean, we will have to wait to see. Well, I can't give you a sort of answer on how long those phases are. We don't have that information. Yeah, is that okay?
Yep. Yep, that's fine. Okay. If you can just share the next slide, and we can kind of close the webinar. So just to remind brothers and sisters, the Telegram groups are open for you all to kind of post your questions. Just do bear in mind, obviously at certain times it takes us a bit longer to answer. I know some people are even posting questions 1 a.m. in the morning. So as soon as we get to them, we try and answer them. But we remind the brothers and sisters that if you really have a question or you're really stuck with something, feel free to call us. We've shared our details. You have our office numbers, you have our mobiles. Feel free to call us, but also do remember, just within reason, don't start calling at 1 a.m. It's unlikely that you will get a response. Within reasonable hours, please call us. We've put on the screen as well our registration for our next webinar. So in 2 weeks' time, we plan to have each one of our webinars every 2 weeks, but we are aware that in 2 weeks' time, it's the 1st of January, and it's probably not a suitable date for most people. So we put it on Thursday, 2nd January. You can register now. We'll share the information in the group. And obviously you'll receive it by email. We will also be posting the recording for this webinar to all of you and on our YouTube channels, so that you can go back and rewatch, and if you missed anything, you can follow. Inshallah. So I'll leave it with Mishkat to do closing remarks, and we can end there.
Once again, I want to thank everyone. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all and accept all of our intentions for this Hajj for this year, 2025. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from those who will be standing in Arafat on the day of Arafat in Hajj this year, inshallah. We make dua to Allah, and we do our diligence, and that Allah makes it easy for us, inshallah ta'ala. Also, I want to just a big thanks to everyone who attended today. I know it's gone a bit over, but there's lots of questions, and we weren't able to answer every question. We've got 3 left open. It's showing. Well, maybe there's some other questions. No, there's more questions, but we will try to answer as much as we can. If we haven't, then I think the answers will be shared as well, right? I'm not sure. Is that possible? If not,
we'll be collating the information,
publishing
some FAQs for people, inshallah, over the next couple of weeks.
Inshallah ta'ala. And once again, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from us and from you. We say the dua of ending the majlis, which is Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala sayyidina wa habibina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. And thank you so much once again from all of the team in Hasan Travel. Thank you to the team for your efforts. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you.
Assalamu alaikum.